So my first ever bad trip, that was 2000 November 2009, and it was at my second rave that I have ever been to. So I ended up going to the rave. My mind state was actually that I was just gonna roll. Like I had a few pills on me or some shit. And anyways, I ended up getting there, and I ended up frying 30 minutes before I even got in. So as I'm walking in, I start feeling kind of like funny. Well, I thought I was just kind of feeling high, like because we had smoked a bowl, and I don't know. I just felt like, oh my god, I'm pretty stoned. But then I started realizing, like, nah, I start feeling kind of like giggly and like I don't know, just like different. The only time I had fried before this was at the beach, which I had talked about in the other video. So this is my second trip as well as my first bad trip. Um, so I don't know. We get into the Palladium, which is where it's at, and I don't know. I just remember feeling like anxious, but then I always feel anxious before raves, or at least I used to, and so I didn't really think anything of it. But then I walked into the main stage, and just I remember just thinking like, oh my god, this shit is dope as fuck. I mean, which I always think most of the time at raves anyway. But then I started thinking like, oh my god, I just want to run in the fucking crowd and start dancing. Like it was like a different type of excitement. Like a, oh my, like this shit is fuck cracking. Like, oh shit, like I don't know. It was a lot different. And I don't know. It was like I don't know. It was just fucking crazy. And then I don't know. It was kind of like a blur after that. Like I don't really remember much until we started walking into this like side stage, which was called the Champagne Room, and the Champagne Room was literally no bigger than my garage. Like my garage is bigger than the Champagne Room was, and in there, it's like they had a DJ spinning and they had mirrors across the whole entire like inside of it. So I remember we go in there, and honestly, at first, I was just really excited and happy to be there. I wasn't really tripping yet. Like, I just felt like, oh my God, like, blah, blah, blah. And then I remember getting in like a big, like, dance circle type thing. And doing this crazy dance that I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. I was just like, and fucking, I don't know, I guess it must look cool because people were telling me good job and shit after. But while they were telling me good job, I was just like, oh my god, I had actually just done it, and then I fucking just laid on the mirrors like against the wall, and just remember like feeling like I was sinking into it or some shit, and then I remember like just some like I don't know, just like oh my god, just feeling like I was gonna throw up, like my whole body was gonna throw up, like it was crazy, like it was the way I was thinking and things I was thinking like were fucking like psychotic. Like I remember thinking like people were like everybody had their own demon inside of them, and I could like almost see it as they were walking around like with them, and just like I don't know, it was just fucking like crazy. I remember thinking I was dying, like or I was dead, or I was about to die. Um, just thinking like, oh my god, like thinking about every single different person that was there, and feeling like I don't know, like there was just they were all evil. Like everyone in the whole rave was evil. We were all evil, just doing like being like evil, like psychotic evil people. Like then I kind of started realizing, oh my, like people are just tripping each other out. But then I went right back to just crazy psycho trip, and I honestly I remember I was so fucked up. Like I had a friend of mine that was there, and I remember just leaning on her like almost for the first 3 hours, like walking around like I was like drunk off my ass, like fucked up. And I remember even a certain part, I was like on this little hallway right in front of the bar. And I remember like it was like some of the strongest visuals I've ever had. And it was like the bottles and the bartender that was there, like they were literally glowing like out like 2 3 inches, like glowing like fucking like, and not I would close my eyes and look again and it would be there, like no matter what I could turn my head and it would still be there, like it was like being in a fucking movie or 3D. I don't know, it was just fucking insane. I remember being scared right there and making our way everywhere, thinking I was gonna throw up everywhere, never did. And then I remember I had a pills, and I didn't want to take them. I didn't want to take them at all because I felt like I was gonna be more fucked up, which I guess kind of makes sense. But once I took ones because I figured maybe if I start rolling, I'll stop tripping a little bit. And then so I took one, and that's exactly what happened. Like I just started kind of rolling more, so I was just more up and like kind of happy, I guess, all tweaked out and shit. And then it kind of balanced it all out. And that was all I did the entire night. And after that, it just kind of went and leveled out perfectly to a really, really good night. Like Showtech was amazing. Like it ended up being a real dope night, but a crazy ass one in the beginning. And that's pretty much it. That was my first bad trip ever.
I don't really go on the road with you that much, so my life is still pretty similar to what it was 5 years ago. It's a little different, but I don't really get to see it. And then when you went out to take pictures on Friday night after the late show, they just erupted when we came out, and it was so cool. Jesus Christ! Stop throwing stars at me.
It's time. It's Hanukkah.
His eyes are shut.
I just take 3 more. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Jesus
Keep going.
Christ, Joey.
Keep going. This is like the zoo today. 1 year was my birthday when I turned 17.
Happy birthday!
I bought a fucking me and a bunch of savages went out to Union City, and we bought a $10 bag of THC crystal, aka fucking horse tranquilizer, aka fucking gorilla biscuits.
That's a lot of AKAs.
This was way before all that shit. This was when you were doing angel dust. It was just a modified angel dust. Maya.
Come in.
It was a modified angel dust that you could snort. We were probably, I don't know. What the fuck am I talking about here?
Angel does you back then in the. How old were you?
Oh, fuck. The first time I did it, probably 13 to 14.
Jesus.
No, I love snorting that shit. It made you feel like Gumby dust. But the first time I went down there...
What does that even mean?
Gumby dust. You just feel all soft and shit. Remember Gumby and Pokey?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Gumby.
I had their figures as a little child.
Okay, Gumby. Remember Gumby was all bendy like that?
Right.
That's what you feel like, Gumby.
Your eyes are almost shut. It's so
His eyes
crazy.
are shut. He's got to get 4 more stars. No, he's on star probation.
I'm on probation.
So, no. So we would go down. We went down there one night.
Oh, my God.
I think I did that and a fucking... and I hit acid. And I went home and I put on The Exorcist to watch, but I put Black Sabbath Master Reality on to listen to. And that was the first time I had to take the earphones off and go, this is ugly. This is not good. This is not fucking good. I'm not doing this.
Scary.
But besides that, I never had a bad trip on acid. Even after the death of my mother, that's what cleaned up my head, dog. Because I would think about my life, and I would think about my mom, and it would kind of put everything into perspective. Hold on.
Not on acid. I disagree.
Let me tell you something. I want you to do me a favor.
Sure.
Let me talk to you about torture, okay?
Okay.
And this is Man to Man. My favorite album at night, when I would come home at night, and I would be like, in the daytime, I'd be with Jack and Vinny and DiAgostino, and we'd be by your mother's house, and your mother knew my mom had died, so she'd invite me over for dinner at night. I'd become family, and then I'd go home and take a shower. I was staying, you'd pick me up. You know, it was that type of lifestyle. I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. What are we talking about?
It was I'm talking.
You see, those stars hit me too, Lee.
You guys are both fucked up. How many? You guys take a lot of stars. I mean, you still have a star right there.
I know.
I might need that one. Bro.
He has to eat it. He has to. He's got no choice. He has no choice.
I made too many. You don't even remember what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You don't remember what we're talking
Your
about.
eyes are closed right now.
No, we're talking about fucking bad trips and.
A dentist in London laid it on George, me and our wives without telling us at a dinner party at his house. He was a friend of George's and our dentist at the time. And he just put it in our coffee or something, yeah. He was saying, I advise you not to leave, and we thought he was all trying to keep us for an orgy in his house, and we didn't want to know, you know. I mean, it was insane going around London on it, and we thought when we went to the club, we thought it was on fire, and we were cackling in the street, and then, you know, people were shouting, let's break a window. You know, we were just insane. I mean, we just had our heads, and finally we got in the lift, and We all thought there was a fire in the lift. It was just a little red light, and we were all screaming like that. And the lift stops and the door opens, and we're all going, ah! And we just see that it's the club, and then we walk in, you know, sit down, and the table's elongated. It was only a table like this with 4 of us around, but it went this long. And then some singer came up to me and said, "Can I sit next to you?" And I was going, "Only if you don't talk!" You know, like, because I just couldn't think. And then George somehow or another managed to drive us home in his Mini, but we were going about 10 miles an hour. It seemed like 1,000. And I was getting all this sort of hysterical jokes coming out, like a speed, because I was always on that too. You know, and George was going, "Don't make me laugh!" And, you know, God, it was just terrifying. You know? But it was fantastic. And then George's house seemed to be like a big submarine. I was driving it. They all went to bed. I was carrying on, and it seemed to float above his wall, which was 18 foot. You know, I was right driving, and that's how it happened.